Hi, I'm child psychiatrist Dr Kaylene Henderson, and I'm so glad you're here. This video is part of your Affinity Community's Take 5 series, in which you get to take a quick breather while I share my top 5 tips to help you. As we look at my top tips for approaching challenging situations with parents, you may be disappointed to discover that sneaking out the back door isn't on the list, but I completely understand that you might be feeling pretty tempted right now. Situations like these can feel pretty stressful, can't they? But you can do this. Let's jump into my 5 tips now so that you can soon feel more confident in your approach. Tip number 1 is to make sure everyone is safe. If you're worried that a parent might actually threaten you or lash out physically, then that's not simply a challenging conversation. Remember, you're not alone. You're part of the Affinity community who are there to help you. So reach out to your centre manager, area manager, or someone from your centre leadership team if ever you feel intimidated or unsafe. Tip 2, make sure you're as calm as you can be, both heading into and during the conversation. Remember, you're a trained professional with helpful advice to share. You've got this. If you find that you're telling yourself anything less helpful and perhaps more anxiety-provoking, like, this is going to be a disaster, I really don't want to do this, then you will naturally feel more anxious. Slow your breath down, and rather than dwell on the many reasons you'd rather not have this conversation, focus your attention on whatever it is that needs to be addressed. It might even help to run through a practice conversation with your centre manager or a colleague before you meet with the family. When you come across as the calm, skilled, capable professional that you are, you'll help the situation feel more contained for everyone. Tip 3 is to help the parent regulate too. You see, when any of us feel really upset, the brain pathways in charge of logic, learning, and language actually go offline. This is true for all of us, adults and children alike, which means that when a parent you're hoping to speak with is really upset, they won't be able to see the logic in the situation or figure out new approaches with you, and they'll probably also have trouble taking in your words and expressing themselves. And this will remain the case until they're able to calm down. Logic, learning, language. When you think about it, these are pretty much the essential ingredients for a successful conversation. So when a parent is upset, your first priority is to help them feel calm. The key to doing this is to provide connection and empathy. You might find yourself saying things like, I know you're upset, I completely understand, and I'm glad you came to me with this. Let me make you a cup of tea or grab you a water, and then we'll figure this out together. Next up, tip 4, choose language that aligns the two of you on the same side. Remember, as soon as a parent starts to feel judged or attacked, they'll become upset and their logic, learning, and language pathways will go offline. To have these kinds of conversations well, everyone needs to stay regulated. And the best way to ensure this is for you to deliberately choose words that position you both on the same team. You might say something like, thanks for coming in early today. I was hoping we could have a chat about your child's development. There are a few things I've noticed that I'm starting to wonder about, but I'm aware I only get to spend time with him here. I hoped if we shared what we've each noticed, we'll be able to figure out if he needs any extra help from us. Notice in this example, I deliberately use the words we and us a lot. I try to make it clear through the words I choose that the two of us are on the same team with the same goal, which is to bring out the best in their child. Of course, there will be times when parents refuse to consider that their child might benefit from an assessment or any additional support, which brings me to tip 5. In these situations, it might help to try and meet somewhere in the middle. Again, making sure to use language that aligns the two of you on the same team. You might say something like, I completely understand, and you could well be right, this might be nothing. I'm wondering though if the best option is for you and I to put together what we call a collaborative support plan and figure out some targeted strategies to support your child. Since it can take a long time to get in to see a specialist though, it'd be great to also make sure your child is on their waiting list, just in case our strategies don't make things easier for your little one. That way you'll have already given your child a head start on waiting to see what other advice and supports are around to help them. I hope after hearing these 5 tips you're feeling a little less inclined to make a run for it. No doubt you're still feeling nervous. That's normal, of course. These conversations often feel uncomfortable. But hopefully, compared with a few minutes ago, you're feeling a bit more confident too. Of course, if you have any questions about these tips, your education team is always there to support you. I'm so glad you chose to take 5 with me. You've got this.